How you guys doing? It's your boy Sel, and welcome to Sell Finance, where I sell you Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes and get rich quick schemes. Nah, it's none of that. It's more of me just giving you advice. Probably not even advice. It's me as a friend telling you my life experiences of the financial world, how I've experienced it, from my kind of lens, my point of view. So maybe you can probably pick up things that are good for you and gonna benefit you, and implement them in your life. Now, when I said I'm sharing my life experiences, I felt kind of old. Like I'm not that old, you know. If you guess my age, I'll probably give you $100. Anyway, look, what this video is about is how saving money is not always the best way to achieve financial freedom, financial security, or retire early. All this, things we have when we're young. Like, yeah, I'll work a job, I'll save some money every month, just put it on the side for a rainy day, and then after 10 years, 20 years, wow, I'm retired. It doesn't work that way, and I'm gonna give you some reasons why, with numbers, with the scenarios, examples, like, because I always believe that numbers never lie. People do. People make you heartbroken. But numbers never lie, right? And it's something that we're not really taught in school or in college or in university, of how to be financially educated or how to achieve financial security or stability. And there's so many theories, and I'm not a conspiracist, but I do believe that if there was a line of conspiracy, I'm probably like near conspiracy, but not like complete conspiracy theorist. I'm like 60%, 55, 60%. But look, I don't believe that the system out there, or the corporate world, or the government system, or the economy wants you to be financially stable. Because if everyone is financially stable, then who's gonna really work for the economy? Who's gonna provide the frontline, support to the hospital or key workers? Who's gonna provide the public transport? Who's gonna keep the economy going? There's a lot of services and goods that need to be um, fulfilled every day, and if there's not workers in the workforce, then the economy is gonna kind of dip. So it's not in the interest of the government to provide you financial stability. It's more in the interest to provide you financial capabilities that allow you to just pay your bills and get along, and like you look up to them for security, right? So I don't think the government or anyone out there is there to kind of help you achieve financial freedom. So it's in your own hands that you need to get up and achieve it. You need to do your own research. You need to learn how to speak finance. You need to understand the basic financial concept of financial freedom. Then you need to work towards it. And it's not an easy path, but once achieved, you get the time back that you spend in a job for like 40 hours a week. That it's your time that you're just giving away to someone for no reason, where you could be doing something else, right? Most people, we only go to a job to pay bills. Yeah. So let me go back to my topic, because I've just gone on a tangent. I always do. But look, saving money is not a sensible way to achieve financial freedom, and I give you a reason why. One of the reasons is Amazon, right? They just tempt you with so many good deals, and you can't save money. But if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, then there's other tempting things out there that make you want to spend your money. So in the first case, it's hard to save money. But if you can get past that hurdle and you're good at saving money, let me give you an example. If you save, no, if you earn £60,000 a year, okay, that's a really good wage in the UK. It's higher than the average GDP per capita. It's higher than the average wage of the normal individual in the UK, like double, triple times. If you earn £60,000 a year after tax, now it depends on your country where you live, but in the UK you're gonna take home around 3,600 a month, right? Now, 3,600 a month. Work it out. If you want to achieve, say, financial freedom, and your figure in your head is, look, if I can get the same amount of money I'm making from my job, 3,600, if I can make that passively, like if that money can just come in every month from investments, then I probably don't need to do this job that gives me this 3,600 because I'm getting it from investments. Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you get me? Do you get me, bro? So look, yeah, that makes sense, right? So if you've got enough money coming from your investments that equals to what you're making in your job, you probably might leave your job because you've got that coming in. Now, you're going to say the second step is to work out how much of an investment do you need to put in to achieve that 3,600 a month or £40,000 a year. Now, if you're going to say just go in a safe asset like property, real estate, you're not an entrepreneur, you ain't a businessman or a businesswoman, you don't want to go and buy some goods or try run a new service because you think there's so much risk attached to it. So you want to do something that's really safe. And most people will be like that. They don't want to go and try start a new service or a new Amazon or a new Uber, because that takes a lot of guts and balls. So okay, I'm going to invest in property. Then what? Either I can buy property cash, so with no leverage, and my return's going to be lower, like maybe 3-4% a year, because it's completely cash. Or I utilize the banks and leverage on their money. So I put a deposit down and get a property. That's going to give you a better return on investment, right? Because you're only putting a little 20% deposit, but you're able to get the same rent from that property after paying your mortgage and costs. You're going to make more per month as a return, right, as a percentage. So maybe you can do 10% a year in return on your investment. So look, if you want 3,600, which is £40,000 a year, you're going to need around £400,000 capital. That £400,000 deployed into real estate is going to give you 10% return a year, which is £40,000, right? That's being leveraged, meaning being credit worthy. So you're having good credit. The banks are willing to give you that kind of finance. You're going to get 10% return. £400,000. Now, if you're making £3,600 a month, let's work out your expenditure. Just say you're living on rent or mortgage. Rent's going to be a bit more expensive, but you've got about £800 a month rent, £100 a month council tax, that's £900. Your water bills are maybe another £30, £930. Your internet contract or media with Virgin Media or Sky, another £20, £950. You've got your electric and gas, probably another £100. That takes you to £1,050. Then you got your car insurance, which is another £100, £1,150, another say £50 for fuel, £1,200, and then say around £300 on food, meals, grocery, all this stuff, £1,500. Now at 3,600, you take 1,500 out. That's gonna give you £1,900 a month. I've not included any entertainment, any Netflix subscriptions, any outside meals, restaurants, any cinema tickets, going out, entertainment I haven't included. Buying clothes I haven't included. I'm talking like living like a skint person. 1,900 a month. Just say 2,000. It's about 25,000 a year. 20,000 a year, right? Because in a year you're gonna get some unexpected costs. Your vehicle might break down. Might have to go to the garage. You might have some family problems. You might need to go, take a break from work. You might need to go to overseas for some. If you've got family there, maybe there's an emergency. You might need to go overseas. There's so many things that can happen in your life that will, give you a bit of course, the year's not gonna go smooth. You'll have pauses in the year. You're gonna be ill. You can take time off work. You might have to take unpaid time. So many reasons. So about £20,000 a year. It's gonna take you 20 years to save £400,000. So first of all, it's a very long time. Yeah, you're gonna take 20 years just saving money, And then when you save £400,000, and then you're gonna say, yes, let me go and do some leverage and buy these properties. Yes, okay. You might say, well, every 2 years I can buy one house. You can do that way too. So every 2 years you save £40,000, you buy one house. And another 2 years you buy another house. It's still gonna take you 20 years to get those 10 houses that are gonna give you that income that's equivalent to your wage. The first thing is it's very long. Second thing is it's only good if you're starting at like you're 1 years old. Then it's okay. First, it's very long. Second thing is that it takes 20 years, but in 20 years time you got to understand, due to inflation, everything's going to be expensive. You know, things get more expensive, they don't get cheaper in life. So you know that £400,000 won't have that much value in 10 years in 20 years time than what it has now. You know, like a property right now might be 150. In 20 years it probably be worth 300, 400. So the value of the money goes down over time because of inflation. So when you're saving money, the value of it, you know, the real value of it, it goes down. Because if you've got £10,000 this year, next year that the purchasing power of that £10,000 has gone down, because currencies reduce in value. They don't have anything, they're not backed up by gold like they used to be. They're worthless, right? Things around you, assets, property, gold, land, they're gonna go up in value. So when you just got £10,000 in your account, next year you've got 10,000, but the property you want to buy went from 150 to like 170, so it's gone up 20,000. So you've lost out just by saving money. Saving money doesn't give you any increase in purchasing power, it reduces your purchasing power. If I give you an example, if you've got say £10,000 and that can put you a 10% deposit and you can get a house for 100,000, yeah. Now say you just leave that £10,000 and in 10 years time you say, okay, let me get that £10,000 and buy a property. Two things: the property that was £100,000 is now worth £200,000. Now you need 10%. It's going to be £20,000 deposit. So you're on £10,000. You're £10,000 short now from that deposit, because the value of money has gone down, because the things around it, the assets that have value, have gone up in value. So that's so much values I said. So saving money for a rainy day, it sounds all good in like writing, but in reality it's not a really great idea. Like, yes, I understand you should save some money just in case things happen, unexpected things. You lose your job, you have some relationship problems, or you lose some investments you made go wrong, or your business does a U-turn. But you shouldn't expect, that this saving is going to achieve me financial freedom. No, saving should just be used as a means of contingency. Like when things go wrong in life, you can just take some money out to keep you going. But what you should be doing instead, I'm gonna try and make another video on that, but is instead of saving that money, you should be investing it. Invest it in assets as soon as just go for it. Like, don't wait, don't procrastinate. You've got the money, even if it's a little bit, invest it into assets, because assets are going to keep compounding in their value. So you just start putting whatever you can on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis, and then after 10 years that £10,000 might be worth 100,000. It might have 10x, because you just put it into assets that were going up, appreciating. But if you leave it in the bank account, you're going to get a really crap interest rate that's not going to change anything. It's not even going to beat the inflation rate, and you're just going to be in the same place. Actually, you're going to be worse off in 10 years. So instead of saving money, invest it in the stock market. If you're not that intelligent, just go and invest it into like an ETF or like a mutual fund, where you just put in money and they do all the analysis of what to buy. Or like you could buy like the S&P 500. It just means that you're going to buy an average weighted basket of all the 500 big companies in America on a monthly basis. With, you know, you don't need to do any thinking. It's just every month going to go in. You don't need to think about what stock is doing well and what stock is doing bad, and you know, what's the market sentiment for this industry, and what's their earnings per share release, what has that impacted the share price, you know, what's the dividend rate. Just put in a monthly amount into these mutual funds, and in the future it's going to provide you a good return compared to savings, 100%. Now look, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm giving you advice based on personal experience, because I used to save money, and after like 2 3 years I realized that's not going to achieve me financial freedom. And then when I changed my mindset, I started to invest that money into like assets. That's when I seen a 10x return. So, you know, if you really like this video, just make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay part of this community. We're gonna grow, hopefully like uh, hopefully 1,000 subscribers in 6 months time. And just, you know, we get to talk about finance, and I get to share my point of view from my experience that I've had for the last 10 years, you know, in this hustle. And hopefully it can benefit you, so in 10 years time you can look back and say like, you know, thank God I, you know, listened to Sell. So because those things saved me so much money and made me more financially aware of the situation around me, that can give you financial freedom in the future. Like, you know, you got time for your family, your kids, you know, your parents, your friends, and time for yourself to do the things you like. You know, why not? Why don't you want financial freedom? So thank you for watching, and if you do like it, just make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification, because it helps with the algorithm. Peace.